Okay, let's take a look at problem number 5. They want us to list the domain of this graph right here. And we know that domain are all of the x values. So what we need to do is list all of the x values. So here we go. I know that there's going to be a list of them, so I make this like bracket thing here. That's typically what mathematicians will do when they're making a list of something. So we want to list all the x values. So this right here is the point 1, 3. I'm going to just go like this. 1, 3. And so the x value for that one is 1. All right, I'm not going to list all the points out right here. I just did it for the first one so you could see what I'm talking about. So for this point, the x value is 2. And the next one here, the x value is 3. This one has an x value of 4. This point has an x value of 5. And our final point has an x value of 6. So we've just listed all the x values. Range is a list of all of the y values. So that's when you're looking up and down. So the range, let's now make that list. Okay, so when we're looking up and down, I like to start at the bottom and work my way up. In fact, you need to do that. They expect you to always go from smallest to biggest. So if we're looking at y values, the smallest y values will be down at the bottom. So we're going to start with this point would be our first y value because it's the lowest one. So how low is it? It's down at -1. So this is -1 for a y value. What's our next lowest point? That would be this one. That's a y value of 0. Okay, this one here has a y value of 1. Again, I'm working my way from the lowest to the highest. All right, the next one has a y value of 2. This one has a y value of 3. And then the next point is way up here, and it has a y value of 6. So for domain, because domain is the x's, I start on the left and I go from left to right, and then range is the y's, and so for those I start at the bottom and go from bottom to top. So that's how I find domain and range. And then they ask if it's discrete or continuous, okay? So if it is just a bunch of points, but they're not connected by any line, that means it's discrete. You'll notice down here, this one, see how it's smooth and it's got this nice line here? This one just, it keeps going. So we say it's continuous. Continuous, keeps going. Discrete, dots. So discrete, dots, they both start with a D. Continuous, it keeps going. Oops, keeps going. And so they kind of sound the same, don't they? Discrete, dots, continuous, keeps going. So this one is dots, it's discrete. I shouldn't have circled that, sorry. All right, so there's our answer for domain, there's our answer for range, and we should have only circled discrete.